how would you define for us what is a political prisoner?
Well, first off, we'll look at it from the historical perspective, right? You know, if we go back to 1619, you go back to 1619, um, a lot of people, a lot of answers brought up and chained the shackles. Um, that they were political prisoners, they were political property, they were human chattel property, right? And we know that America is a fascism, a police state built upon fascism. So it's bent on policing people. So when you look at it from the historical contents, um, we can't. A lot of answers came to existence as political prisoner, right? But we look at it in modern day terminology for it. A political prisoner is basically anybody who's incarcerated for his or her political beliefs, association, affiliation, and political activities. In the simplest term, right? Where you also gonna have individuals that are incarcerated that become political prisoners while incarcerated as well for their political activities, involvement, associations as well, right? So it basically a person that um is persecuted for his or her political beliefs, political association, political affiliation, and political activities. In a nutshell, that's a simple term to look at. Whereas you also have other terms like prisoner of war, which is the individual that is a political prisoner, but he or she has been engaged into warfare with their oppressor in the midst of them being incarcerated. So they become a prisoner of war. They're a prisoner of war in general, right? And whereas you see some individual like the late Imam Jamil Amin say you're the prisoner of war because it wasn't about him, it was a war against the people. They were his definition of himself as a prisoner of war. And also new African independent movement, we have a term called catching new African citizen. Basically, so according to the reparation aspect, you belong to the nation, so you basically are a prisoner of war as well, because you're a cat new African citizen belonging to a captive nation. So they're just in a nutshell. But where's it's just in a nutshell on a smaller form, right? To get some understanding
Okay.
across.